All right, Beer Night followers. This is the sports segment of Beer Night episode 10.
You know the sports segment, right? It's the one
Yes,
you never watch.
Exactly. No one watches
you
this.
know that.
I want to go ahead and start talking about how March, the month of March, is the...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did you fill out your bracket?
Fuck your bracket.
Tell me you fill out your bracket.
Fuck that bracket
Wait a
guy.
minute. We need a White Claw bet on the bracket here. Come on.
Oh, yeah?
Come on.
Who's bubble bursting? Did somebody's bubble burst?
Yeah.
Or bubbles?
Your bubble's going to be
everywhere?
bursting in bed later. That's what
I fucking hate March. It's the worst fucking month of sports. I hate college basketball. It gets way too much fucking attention on SportsCenter and all the other sports channels. I can't stand college basketball. What about you? You like college basketball?
Tell us how you really feel.
You got your bracket filled out?
I've never been a fan of college basketball.
Yeah,
I'm not into the bracket thing. I did enter a pool one year, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I entered a little pool. You know what? Actually, that might have been the BCS series.
I don't think you.
It was college. It was college.
I just can't get into it. I don't know why. It's just I don't follow the college basketball. It's too much. They go too crazy for it on SportsCenter. It just takes up way too much.
Just SportsCenter.
Huh? ESPN time. ESPN channels. It's just March is literally the worst month of sports because baseball is just in the spring training, right?
You know why?
NFL helps with the free agency,
but you know why? You know why March Madness gets so much attention?
Because there's nothing.
Because March is one of the worst months for sports because there's nothing else going on. So March
NBA,
Madness is like a gift, right? To the sports, especially to the sports networks, is like something for us to talk about. It's exciting, at least exciting.
Yeah, I just can't get into it. I'm sorry, I can't get into it.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
No.
I have started appreciating the college football playoff a little bit more.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
I do.
The BCS I fucking hated.
Oh
as much as March Madness I hated it. But computer animated.
Whatever it is. Computer
They did a CGI football game.
Computer generated.
And then tried
results.
to pass it as real. I don't know. What was I saying? So the college football playoff, I haven't gotten there with March Madness yet because I don't know. College basketball is just mind-numbingly dull to me. I don't know. But you know what? But you know what's funny though? I really enjoy the old shit. Like I really like the 30 for 30 about Christian Laettner.
Yeah,
it's great.
Those are good stories,
it's good stuff. Or when they're the point shaving scandals with college basketball back in the day. Like there's some interesting shit that goes on in college basketball, but for some reason in the present, it never feels very interesting. It's only in the past when you look at it and you're like, that was some cool shit that went on. I wish I was alive during Christian Laettner's run when everybody was pissed at him and you watch and be like, and then you got the running Rebels and Las Vegas and stuff like that. It would have been cool. Yeah. But at the time, we probably sort of been like, this is college basketball kind of sucks.
Probably. Well, we're going to talk about other stuff.
But you know what? I will say one thing. I feel like the one and done NBA rule has kind of ruined college basketball a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like boring. There's just no. You don't have Magic Johnson and Larry Bird there staying for 3 or 4 years.
Michael Jordan stayed what?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years, I think. 3 or 4
years. 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
So, but even back then, you could have players come straight out of high school.
Yeah. With Kobe, LeBron.
But a lot of them didn't. A lot of them went to college. But Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, a lot of them still went to college. I feel like the one and done rule, and kind of a consequence of it, in a unintentional way, it almost encourages them to only go to college for 1 year and then try to go to the NBA. Whereas if they were trying to go straight out of high school, they might not make it, go to college for 3 years, then they're a much better player.
Yeah,
so
true.
It's kind of a weird dynamic. Mm-hmm. It's like an unintended consequence of the rule that you force them to go to college for 1 year, but they only end up staying for 1 year. They don't stay for the 3 years.
And that's kind of like the money issue, right? They want to get paid. So college,
because you just talked about it.
Don't get paid,
how crazy do people go over March Madness?
Yeah,
there's so much revenue generated.
Money just going into it.
So much revenue
and these athletes
generated. Athletes get Zero.
That's changing though. It's changing.
Zero.
So,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
They're not going to get it. What is changing is they can use their likeness to make money.
Yes.
That's it. They are still going to get no revenue from March Madness, which makes it makes billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. On the backs of athletes that get paid nothing. But then they say, hey, while they're lining their pockets, the coaches and the athletic directors and everybody, the deans at the schools and everything are putting money in their pockets. And we're like, oh, but that's because they're amateurs. They get an education. They get a scholarship. Free ride. Which, don't get me wrong, is incredibly valuable. It's incredibly valuable. Don't get me wrong. It is, but they can't keep resting on that laurel. No. They can't because they're making so much goddamn money. Exactly. And then they're going to be like, okay, well, we're giving this kid a $50,000 education. That's great. Mm-hmm. It's great. But you're generating billions.
But those athletes don't want an education. They want to get to the NBA. The majority of them don't,
Yeah, but there's are a lot of them that do take advantage of the education. But it's hard to make a blanket statement about anything. But the point is that there's so much revenue generated, and none of it is passed on to the athletes who are actually generating the revenue. Mm-hmm. Besides the coach, the athletes are out there playing, and the coach gets paid an exorbitant amount more compared to their scholarship. Like if we want to act like the scholarship is pay, okay, fine. You can get a good scholarship for being a good student too. That doesn't mean you're getting paid to go to college. We got to stop that charade. The scholarship is absolutely worth money. Students get into crazy debt going to those schools, absolutely. So it is worth something. But the coach is making like $3 million per year. Yeah. Not for 4 years of education, per year. So and coaches are important, don't get me wrong, but it's on the backs of the players. Mm-hmm. And there's something wrong with that there where you are making so much money off of these players because they're the ones playing, they're the ones on television. Yeah. They're the ones. Christian Laettner, we just talked about this. Christian Laettner, they're making documentaries about that. They're still talking about that guy. Like he is a money-making machine. Zero. Yep. $0 he was paid. You got a scholarship to Duke, great school, great opportunity for him, absolutely, and that is worth something. But compared to the revenue that he generated, because he was the face of college basketball, people would tune in. He was the Dallas Cowboys. They loved him, and they loved to hate. They loved to hate him. They loved to hate him. He was worth so much money. Zion last year, Zion, or was it the year before? Whatever. Zion was worth so much money to the NCAA and to college basketball. He was worth so much TV money.
Oh, they put him on so TV, much. Any chance they got.
And he was in college for 1 year. So don't give me the scholarship bullshit. He was there for 1 year. Done. And they made so much money off of him. So it's kind of, it's kind of fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk about what actually happens in March. NFL free agency. It's been a pretty,
it's been okay.
It's been okay.
It's been kind of ho-hum.
The fucking New England Patriots, they had that cap space, and they spent it, baby. Yeah. They fucking money, baby. They spent that money. You think it's going to be worth it in the end?
No.
Sure?
Because they still have Cam Newton playing quarterback.
You think maybe an extra?
I'll tell you what surprised me is I am surprised that they have faith in Cam.
Yeah.
Because I saw moments last year, namely the first game against the Chiefs, and then there was a couple other games where you're like, okay, he can still throw the ball, but then there was other games where he's noodle arm and it just looked terrible. So it's like, but it's like, so it was, and they signed him to that 1 year deal last year, so they made it clear that okay, this is a prove it year. Yeah, we're only signing you to a 1 year deal, and you got to play this year and prove it. And apparently, he proved it to them. I don't know. They are getting him for cheap.
They are.
He's cheap. So maybe that's their idea is like they're spending all this money because they got a cheap quarterback. But I feel like they must have some faith in him. Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Keep them there. They're going to have him. They're going to make him the starter.
Shot, right? This is probably his last shot too. I think
so.
If he doesn't do good, man, he's probably out of the NFL.
Or
he
has to be a backup. Yeah. And I don't think he's going to accept that.
No, I don't think so either. No.
At least not now. Maybe if he has another bad year, maybe he'll be like, all right, fine, I fucked up. I'll be a backup. But right now, he ain't going to accept that.
Let's talk about quarterback moves. There's been a pretty decent amount of quarterback moves so far, right? Andy Dalton went to Chicago.
This is the peak of excitement on this channel right here.
The red throwing red.
We're talking about the Chicago Bears.
Chicago and Mitch Trubisky.
We're talking about the Chicago Bears, Mitch Trubisky, and Andy Dalton.
Buffalo.
If you thought the soapbox part of the last segment was boring, you are in for a treat now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Andy Dalton and Mitch Trubisky because of lightning rods.
Actually, I want to go ahead and talk about quarterbacks that haven't gone anywhere yet that could be on the move. I'm going to give you a couple teams' names, quarterback names. I'll let you know. I'm going to ask you if they're going to stay or are they going to go.
Okay.
So, Matt Ryan from Atlanta. Is he staying or going?
Staying.
I think so, too, because there's a big cap hit if he goes.
Yeah, I just don't see it. And there's just no interest out there. Now, it could be sneaky.
He's old, too. He's what, 35, 36?
It could be one of those sneaky things where something happens.
Yeah. Maybe. I think he's staying, too. I think he's going to stay. He's a huge cap hit if they let him go. Broncos, what are they going to do with quarterback? They're set on Locke? They're going to be set on him?
I don't think Locke is going anywhere because there's no market for him, but I think they're in
Broncos
play to get somebody.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to get somebody.
Yeah.
I think Locke will stay there to be a backup.
Yeah.
I think so.
If they don't get anyone, will he be the starter? He's going to
start again, because that's the Broncos' way right now. Yeah. They just roll with some shitty-ass quarterback. That's what they've been doing since Peyton retired. They're just like, I guess we'll roll with this guy. It's who we got. So what the fuck? We can't do any better. Thanks, Denver.
Dolphins, Tua. I think he's their starting quarterback next year.
So that's a good one. I've had a hard time believing that they were going to give up on him right away.
Yeah, he started 3, 4, maybe 5 games around there.
I just don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe if you can get a really dynamic player like Deshaun Watson. He's kind of fucked that up now, or at least public perception is kind of fucked it up.
We'll get to him in a minute.
So maybe if you can get someone like that, I wouldn't do it for Russell Wilson. Wilson's a fantastic player.
We'll talk about him next. Russell Wilson.
He's a fantastic player, but he's going to cost you a shitload of money, and he's older.
Yeah.
Right? He's not young like Deshaun.
He's 31, 32?
He's 33, I think.
33?
But Deshaun is
young.
24.
He's like 24,
so it's like there's a huge difference there. 9 years?
Yes.
I mean, the average NFL career is like 4 years, 3 years or some shit like that. So for quarterbacks, 9 years is a gigantic chunk. Gigantic chunk of their career. Because, the average, even if you're a good quarterback, you're looking at 14 years,
Tom Brady.
But Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Peyton Manning are anomalies, right? Their careers don't last that long. Yeah. Careers don't last 18 years in the NFL.
Usually don't.
That's an anomaly. Yeah. Most of them are going to be more in the realm.
Brett Favre,
Brett Favre
went to 38, 39.
Yeah, but Brett Favre was crazy. Brett Favre played every game.
He did. That's true.
He never missed a game.
That's true.
I mean, that guy's.
Except for his later end of his career, he missed.
But he's silly. He would get beat to shit and still start every freaking game. It doesn't matter. He was injury proof.
Yeah. You think the Seahawks are going to trade him, or is he going to
Wilson?
Stay there? Yeah.
I think he's staying.
I think so too. That's another big cap hit too for the.
And there's just no market for
Seattle.
There's no.
I don't know. There's been rumors.
The Bears
Chicago.
The Bears took a run.
3 first-rounders.
The Bears took a run at it, and the Seahawks turned it down.
Yeah,
and so the Bears got Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Red Rocket.
Exciting. No.
Hey, Dalton, get paid. Get money.
Red Rocket is a dog's heart on. He's the Red Rifle.
Whatever. He throws rockets, bro. Or rifles or whatever.
I think. Am I correct? The Red Rocket is.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Yeah. It's. Whoa! This went downhill quickly. Yes. Okay, so.
49ers. Garoppolo. You think they're going to keep him or ship him out?
Yeah, I think they're keeping him. I don't think there's going to be as much movement as everybody thinks.
Give him another year.
Who are they going to get?
I don't know.
They ain't going to pick up Russell Wilson.
No.
No, Deshaun Watson's out.
Yeah.
Because of what's going on. He's out.
He's out. He's not. Deshaun Watson's not getting.
Nobody's touching him with a 10-foot pole.
No.
Right now. I don't think that. I'm not sure that Houston would let him go anyway.
You think he'll even play? He probably won't even play this year. Huh? I think Watson said he's not going to play at all.
He said he was going to sit out. With what's going on right now, though, he might
probably might as well.
He might try to play. But I don't know that Houston would. No. Unless they just got a crazy deal. But the Niners,
might as well keep Garoppolo.
The Niners' best chance was probably Matt Stafford.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they missed out. He went to Rams.
There was one other guy. Who am I thinking of? Actually, there was one other guy that I think would have been good on the Niners. I'm blanking on it right now, but
think about it.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Raiders. You think? Why? Well, Mariota. I think they recently just said they're going to release him. Keep Carr, but there's been rumors that Carr is going to be probably on the move as well. Maybe. Yeah. Las Vegas Raiders. Nothing.
I don't think
Carr staying. Carr staying for another year.
Not unless they could get Deshaun Watson, and I think that ship has sailed.
Or there's been a lot of talk of Wilson too going to the Raiders as well.
You could do that.
Yeah.
That could actually work because I don't know how the contracts line up, but Carr is a higher paid player.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So you could work something. I don't think they're going to be able to package enough to get Wilson though, because let's be real, the Seahawks are not going to trade Wilson straight up for Derek Carr.
For Derek Carr. No.
So they're
not. Throw some picks in there. Especially the baggage now that Watson has. Watson has now the baggage. Watson has the baggage that he has.
We're not talking about Watson. We're talking about Wilson.
Or Wilson. I don't know Wilson. Whatever. I'm getting my W's mixed up, I guess. My bad.
You are not ready for prime time, my friend.
I'm not ready for prime time. Not yet. I'll be there in another week.
Just a week, huh?
And maybe
10 episodes in.
Still not ready.
5 segments per episode.
Oh,
you've gotten some practice. If you want to get technical, that's like 50 segments plus the bonus shit that we've done.
Quit harping on me, bro.
You got a point. Okay.
Before Watson's situation, I thought the Jets should have traded for him already. Tried to, at least. Because I think it's a perfect situation. The Jets trade Darnold to Houston. And maybe they give him. I think the Jets have the second overall pick this year.
They do. Second, yeah.
Take that, right? Maybe the Houston picks a quarterback right there. You have Darnold for 1 year, right?
So see
how that plays out.
Here's a wild card to me is I don't know what teams think of Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
that's a wild card to me. So card. The rumblings is that people still have very high opinions of him. They think he can still be really good.
It's because he was a piss poor coach and
coaching system. So the idea is that he can still be really good, but I just don't know for sure.
Yeah.
However, I think the second overall pick is valuable. I think
it's very valuable.
I think a team like San Francisco
could
trade up to something like that and get Zach Wilson or whatever quarterback they like, if they don't have faith in Jimmy G.
Yeah.
I don't have faith in Jimmy G. I feel like they have more faith in him than I do.
Yeah.
But if they don't have a lot of faith in him, they can make a move like that. I don't see it happening, though. I just don't see them taking that big of a swing. But it's possible, and I'm still not remembering the other quarterback.
So not there yet.
So.
Fucking Cowboys.
You want to start talking about the Dak contract now?
I'm good.
You don't
$75 million 1 year?
You don't want to go all Skip Bayless and start talking about the Dak contract for like 5 episodes in a row, and then we'll touch back on it the next week too.
Skip Bayless getting paid though, man. Getting paid for freaking being on Fox.
Why?
$32 million for
what?
3 or 5 years? I can't remember the years.
What the fuck?
$32 million.
Why?
I think he was supposed to go to ESPN. They're going to pay him either 20 or 30 million for some amount of years.
Why?
To come back to First Take and argue with Stephen A.
Why? Max Kellerman will take him any day of the week over Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is the most obnoxious motherfucker. Because all he's going to want to do is he's going to come on. All they're ever going to do.
Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's gonna come on First Take, and they're going to talk about the Cowboys, the first 3 segments of every show, every day.
And then how LeBron is not clutch and he sucks. He's not better than Michael Jordan. Like every fucking week. Ugh.
Why?
Skip Bayless.
Why?
If you're watching, good for you to get your money. You still suck.
He's not watching. He's not watching. You got better things to do.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Why are you paying him that fucking money?
He's old. He's like what, in the 60s?
And 70s? He's not entertaining. I like Shannon Sharp better. Shannon Sharp to me is like the only entertaining part of the show. Skip Bayless is the same shit. It's like, I love the Cowboys. I love Tom Brady. I hate LeBron. Rinse, repeat every single goddamn day. Like multiple segments in. Like they'll be like, hey, what do you think about Dak's contract? Commercial. Next segment. Hey, are the Cowboys a contender this year? Commercial. Next segment. Hey, is anybody in the NFC East going to challenge the Cowboys this year? It's like,
so true.
To be fair,
because it's true.
To be fair, I turn away each time, but I always go back because I do like Shannon a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know what? It seems like every other show is in commercial.
Yeah.
When that's on.
It happens all the time. They're
smart.
So
I get to that, and then I watch it long enough for the other shows to get out of commercial, and then I'm gone because they're talking about the same shit over and over. Anyway,
speaking of money, NHL just came up on an ESPN deal. It's good for the NHL. They got I think it's over $2 billion for 5-7 years. I'm probably wrong with the numbers.
You know what?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but NHL is going to be prime time on ESPN.
It is good.
Really good.
It is good. They need to get them off the NBC Sports Network onto a big player like ESPN because you know what? This is still blowback from the lockout season they had. However long ago that was, it was 15 years ago now, and they still never recovered. Maybe not 15, maybe 10 to 12. But they still never recovered. Ever since then, their popularity diminished, and they went into the deeper cable networks, NBC Sports Network and whatnot. And it was just hard to find. Nobody cared until the postseason.
Very hard.
Even in the postseason, a lot of the postseason games were on NBC Sports Network.
Yeah.
And so it is good for them to be on ESPN because it's not my favorite sport, but it is a sport that deserves a lot of attention because it's a unique sport. It's very different. It's very fast paced, and the postseason is pretty great. You know what would be exciting as shit? I will say this though. You know what would be exciting as shit? Fuck March Madness.
Yeah.
If hockey did one and done, oh my god, it would be the most insane thing ever. One and done? Yeah. If they didn't do 7-game series, that shit would be nuts.
Straight fire.
It's already pretty nutty with 7-game series. It's a big deal. Those guys are going hard.
One and done.
Ooh, it would be fucking great. It would make so that's what makes the Olympic tournament great.
Yeah.
The Olympic hockey is some of the best. It was one of the best sports tournaments you'll ever watch.
Oh yeah.
Because of the nature. Now it's not quite one and done because you can lose one and still come back the way it's bracketed and stuff like that. But it's not series. You're not playing series. Yeah. It's still tournament style. So that's what makes it exciting is because you don't have a chance to win 4 out of 7 games where you can lose 3 games but still win that series and then lose another 3 games in the next series, then lose another 3 games in the next series. You could lose a shitload of games and still win the championship.
That would count for baseball, basketball, same thing. You think one and done would be good for those sports like NHL, NBA,
I like
baseball.
I like it better. Now this is coming from a casual hockey fan too. If I was a diehard hockey fan, I might think differently. No, more games. I want more games. I want more. Because you enjoy it so much, and I get that. But basketball, for example, to me, I like how basketball plays out over a series.
Yeah.
And hockey again. Diehard hockey fans might say the same thing about hockey. That's totally understandable. But for me, I like the way that basketball plays out over a series. I like the ebb and the flow, and I like how
Baseball,
it changes, right?
Baseball.
It changes.
Baseball,
yes. Baseball, one and done is wacky.
Rotation, pitching
but
rotation.
You know what, though? I will say, the playing game for baseball.
The playing game
is pretty good.
It's good.
Pretty good.
That's good.
So now here's the thing that you lose with what I'm saying, and here's the thing that you would lose in hockey, going away from series and doing one and done, is you lose the two best words in all of sports. Game 7. So Game 7 in hockey is great. It's great. Yeah. Why? Because there's so much riding on it, right? It's just like Game 7 in basketball, just like Game 7 in baseball. Now, you would have the same amount riding on it if it was one and done.
Yeah.
However, there is a certain novelty to the buildup of a 7th game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have these two teams going at it. They both won 3 each. They're evenly matched. That 7th game means something.
Means so much.
It's not just two random teams coming together and the winner of that one game moves on.
Yeah.
Building up to, so there is that, and I fully understand that. I think it would just be fun, like a fun alternative.
Yeah.
Maybe not do away with it entirely, but a fun alternative to every once in a while have. I mean, I guess we have the Olympics, but to have a March Madness style hockey tournament, that'd just be fucking bananas. It'd be pure madness.
Yeah.
And it'd be pretty
chaos.
It'd be pretty fucking epic to watch.
Chaos.
It'd be pretty epic to watch.
All right. Well, that about wraps up the sports segment, except for, now we didn't get to this last segment because we went over last segment.
What were we talking about last segment? I don't know what happened. What happened?
Episode.
What happened? How did we run over? Like, what was going on?
Talking about last episode, man.
No, that's...
Yeah, whatever. We got to get to Chris's crazy stat of the month. Crazy stat of the month. That's Chris's crazy.
Do we have graphics this time?
No.
I don't know what I'm pointing at.
No graphics.
Imaginary graphics. So
open up your phone.
Okay, so
crazy stat. What we got?
It's been a while since I went to Wilt. I thought it was time to come back.
Go back to Wilt.
I thought it was time to come back. My boy Wilt, because he's got every crazy stat known to man. Like, his stats are so crazy. Mm-hmm. They're superhuman. They're video game. They're beyond video game. Like, you can't even achieve the video game.
It's hard.
You can't. Like, he's just another level, pure God mode, cheat code level, right? And that's what's insane about this guy. So this one, I like this one, okay? Because in the era of, we've talked about him being tough as nails before, where he averaged, in one season, he averaged over 48 minutes per game.
Yeah, over.
Even though there's only 48 minutes in the game. So he played every minute of every game plus overtime. Yeah. In an era where guys don't, obviously, but they also take nights off, right? Yeah. The what's it called? Like what are they called now? Taking a rest.
Injury rest or whatever.
We're on a roll this time, right?
Rest mode.
Rest mode.
Rest mode.
Whatever they call it. Management something game. I don't know. It's
minute management or
something like that.
Management.
Oh my God, it's like the whole fucking rainforest. I was kidding. So anyway.
11% beer is kicking in. Shit.
So nobody plays all the games anymore. Nobody plays all the minutes anymore. They all take breaks throughout the game. Mm-hmm. Wilt was such a crazy, insane athlete that you want to know how many games he played every minute of every game. So this is the number of games that he played 48 minutes or more. 48 minutes or more. So there's 48 minutes in a game. So this is the number of games he played.
48 minutes.
48 minutes
plus.
Yeah. Or also with overtime.
Okay. How many
do you think? I'm going to guess.
I'm going to guess. All right.
Load management.
555.
That's only because you can see my phone. So I remember. Load management is what they call it now. Load management. They call it load management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry. It came to me. The database took a little while to retrieve the data there. It came to me. I had to spit it out.
I did not see your phone. I'm calling 555.
Then that's a really fucking good guess. 559.
59? Holy shit.
559 games. He played every minute of every game. 559 times. If you watch basketball, do any of you guys watch basketball? Are any of you watching this video?
No.
If you
sports
if you
stuff from
are,
us.
do you watch basketball? Because if you did, you would understand how utterly fucking insane.
No one does that anymore.
No one does. No one does it for 5 games.
No,
much less 559.
No.
You know what number 2 is all time?
No idea.
It's Bill Russell.
That makes sense.
So you know what his number is though.
I'm guessing
this is the gap between.
I'm guessing in the hundreds.
You sold him a little short.
221. Okay.
So number one is Wilt at 559. Yeah. The number two player all time is 221 games. That's the gap.
That's huge freaking gap.
It's just 300 with 338 games. God. 338 games difference that he played 400 all 48 minutes or more.
I'm guessing
between him and number two all time.
I'm guessing no one in our generation of basketball is on that list.
No.
At all.
The closest you get is Kareem.
Yeah.
Kareem's at 88.
Yeah. There's no one in our generation.
Let's see. Do you know these guys? Jerry Lucas.
I know Jerry Lucas.
Okay. We know John Havlicek, of course. He's at 108. Mm-hmm. Oscar Robertson, of course, 140. Yeah. Elvin Hayes. Listen to this. So let's start. Here's the top 8. I don't have top 10 here. Only the top 8. So number 8, Kareem at 88. These are number of games played where they played all 48 minutes. Didn't take any breaks. Jerry Lucas, 97. John Havlicek, 108. Oscar Robertson, 140. Elvin Hayes, 158. Nate Thurman, 208. Bill Russell, 221. And then number 1 jumps all the way to 559. And that's Wilt.
What the fuck?
Wilt,
the greatest, the GOAT, the huge GOAT. It's good shit right there.
Just an insane freak of an athlete. Yeah. 7'2", and
no knee problems either. Like
he was a track star, a long jumper, a high jumper, and an absolute basketball phenom that could not be stopped.
And that is Chris's crazy stat of the month, and that ends our sports segment that no one's fucking watching because I'm not Pat McAfee or
apparently it's no, you are not. I'm not either though, so it's okay. Apparently this is our most boring segment.
Apparently,
is it really that bad?
I don't know. Let us know if it's that bad or if we need to change up our sports segment. Let us know.
Does just nobody go to YouTube to watch sports? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
That's a good question too.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
That's a good question.
Where do you guys go for your sports talk?
Yeah.
I know you don't come to us for sports news, but I mean, where do you go for sports bullshit talk? Beer drinking.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Okay, because it's a natural fit. People drink beer, talk sports. We thought it would be a natural fit on this channel. Where are you?
Hello.
Where are you?
Hello. Ding dong. Hello. Come on, man.
McFly. Hello. Anybody home? Huh? Think, McFly. Think.
That's a good one. Cheers to you. We're off to music segment, baby.